So here I've squished my sales funnel just so you can see it on the page. But this is an example. This particular company, we had several different companies, and they had very different selling processes. And the thing I want you to get out of this is that I know we're sort of mapping the customer acquisition process, but many different things can work, and they can work very differently and in different ways. And you should be constantly experimenting. And so you can have a concept for a process, and you try it the first time and it doesn't work, or the numbers aren't right. But it's quite possible that you make some adjustments, or maybe a lot of adjustments and a lot of experimentation, and that process could work 10 times better, or 15 times better. And now it works, and now it has a good ROI. So, you know, figuring out the right actual implementation is important. And this was just an example of one company. I just kind of used a round number so you could see, but conversion rate on the website was about 4%. So, you know, 10,000 visitors turns into 400 leads. What was interesting was these leads, when they came in, they didn't talk to a salesperson. Or we kind of, at first it was strictly a web expert, and then we kind of did move into, oh, it was a web expert who happens to sell really well. But we never wanted them to feel like they were talking to a salesperson. So it was really like an assumptive sale by the time they got here. You know, we were really like, okay, let's get started building your site. And again, part of this was we had a 2-month free trial. And so our conversion from leads to trials was like 70%. And seasonally, during our peak season, this could be 82%. And if you talk to a salesperson,
high, right?
oh, it's ridiculously high. It's like, it's a little hard to believe. And then this trial, sort of the drop off, so you have this free trial, you know, 80% was kind of a ballpark, but each of these areas, there was an opportunity of, you know, again, they're in the 2-month free trial, but if you get their email set up and they already get some customers and you're reaching out to them and maybe you help them customize something, that can increase this number. And one of the things that was interesting about this, sort of from the point at which they start billing to sort of the next 12 months, about 85% stayed on as customers, meaning cancellation sort of in the 15% range, which is a little high. But you stuffed a lot more in this earlier part of the funnel. So, and then compare it to a really similar process. We're 10,000 visitors, not quite as much conversion, no pricing on this site, very clear pricing on this site. Talk to a salesperson. Salesperson, there are a lot of things they might talk to them about. One of the things this company did early on was they were selling custom design, and so they were looking to get a couple $1,000s up front, or $3,000 or $5,000 up front. So it was a bigger sale. So your conversion rate was lower. But on the other hand, you got this chunk of money up front that you didn't over here. And by the way, cancellation was less. And less over time. They were invested. They often had a custom design. It could have, they were different verticals and categories of target, so that could have something to do with it. But I also, you know, it was really a different sales process. And so I just wanted to show you that there could be many different sales processes. You know, and each of these has an advantage. This created cash up front, which frankly...
How much time again?
Well, so this model was, we got them through, they got all this stuff free, we started billing, and we were just sort of selling a basic thing. So this was probably $100 a month.
Got it.
This they were coming through, we sold them a custom website design, maybe we got them on board with SEO services and maybe some other things.
Right.
This can be $5,000 up front. And then a bill, you know, a monthly that might have been Well, it probably was about $100 a month to start. But if you're a startup and you're cash starved, you know, maybe this is the better approach. But my real message is, you know, I'm showing you 2 processes. There could be 50, you know, and you're experimenting. And even within this process, you're experimenting. And, you know, just, well, these are really high numbers, but, you know, moving this from 4 to 5% is like, you just got 25% more sales.